welcome to your weekly forecast for July 29th through August 4th. Happy continued birthday for the Leos, continued in Leo season. We're going to see what's coming up in the week ahead for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have our little ocean mermaid theme continuing here for the summer, as you can see, as you can tell. And we're going to see what's coming up. And then after this deck, I'm going to pull a special message for you from a different deck, from a money and affirmation, like money affirmation deck. So stick around for that. All right, Leo. Monday, Tuesday for Leo. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Leo. Oh, I said Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for Leo. I meant Wednesday. Let's do this again. Wednesday, Thursday for Leo. I did that the other week. It was the craziest thing. I don't know if you guys saw that. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I kept saying Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for every single card. Like I had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on the brain. But hopefully I'll get my days right this time, Leo. All right, so we've got Hermit coming up here for you in the beginning of the week. The Hermit is a major arcana card, okay? So it's not typically something that's going to, especially with the Hermit, it's not something that's typically going to last for 2 days. The Hermit is more of like a period or stage of your life, okay? In which there's this massive spiritual awakening, there's this going inward, there's like, just all kinds of changes. It can sometimes even be like a spiritual mentor that's coming into your life. Really big spiritual changes. And so it's not going to be something that you're going to be able to wrap up in 2 days. But it can be the start. Monday, Tuesday could be like kind of the beginning of this. You might be seeking out a teacher. You might be meeting a teacher. You may be deciding to become a spiritual teacher. You may be having an awakening, or you may just be deciding to spend some time alone and get your thoughts together and get some things figured out. Okay, the Hermit is always just kind of like that period of the caterpillar going into the cocoon, transforming into the butterfly, all right? So some of you are just in this energy of figuring out who you are, what's important to you, what you believe in, where you want things to go, like just looking for something deeper, looking for connection, looking for meaning. Some of you are also beginning to see the truth of a situation. The Hermit isn't necessarily a card about like catching somebody in lies or like a truth being revealed, but for whatever reason in this situation scenario, like this is the way that I'm feeling it. That's a truth of a situation. And some of you are preparing to do something about it, to make some kind of a change. I feel like, Leo, like some of you are setting out like to teach somebody a lesson, but you're wanting to do it in a really like profound way. So that, I don't know what you're cooking up, Leo, but I'm intrigued. There's very interesting energy around this card. Very interesting energy around this card. I feel like you might have some kind of a plan, like some kind of a brilliant plan at that. So you'll have to let me know what you guys are up to. But it definitely feels to me like you're planning something, you're plotting something, albeit I feel you're doing it with the intention of like for the higher good, like you're not being maniacal or evil, but you're cooking something up, and I feel like it's something big. For some of you it's specifically directed towards a specific person, but I think for other ones of you, you're trying to bring about some kind of change. You might feel like you were wronged in some way, or you might feel that there's an organization that's doing something unethical, and you're wanting to bring this to light. You're wanting a lesson to be learned, and you're finding a way where you feel this can be administered. So it's very interesting. I've never gotten that from the Hermit card before, but that's what I'm feeling with you guys, and it's just, that's what's coming in. These are general readings, so it's going to apply to different ones of you in different ways. But very, very, very profound kind of energy here coming in the beginning of the week. Okay, so we have the new moon midweek. And your new moon card is Eight of Swords, which is interesting. So this is what this is telling me. The new moon that's coming in on Wednesday, the energy of it is awaking a lot of people to their impulses and the things that they're wanting to do, their passions, their desires. So a lot of people are going to be a little bit more impulsive in the coming week. Now, I'm not an astrology expert by any means. I'm very open with you guys about that. And people will still message me and ask me to read their chart, or they'll ask me astrology questions, and I'll tell you I don't know. I'm not an expert. I can't read your chart. I'm not an astrologer. But from my basic understanding of the things that I have read, especially around this new moon that's coming in, is because of certain planetary alignments, there's going to be some people who are experiencing irritability. Why can't I talk? They're going to be irritable. They're going to be cranky. So there could be something in which way you're feeling frustrated. You might be feeling more aware or alert to your impulses or desires, but you might feel frustrated because you're telling yourself all these reasons why you can't do it, why you can't go for it. And Eight of Swords wants you to know this feeling of being stuck or trapped. It's an illusion. You're not as stuck as you think you are. There is a way out, and you can get out of it. Okay? Like here, see, she can maybe move her legs and kind of like slip and slide out of there. She's not as stuck as she may think, or as it may seem. So there's this way out of the situation, and you don't have to be. I just heard like soul cage. I don't know why I heard the word soul cage. It made me think of the song. I don't know who did it first. I don't know if Peter Gabriel did it first or if Arcade Fire did it first, but there's this song, My Body is a Cage. So some of you are feeling limited in some way. I don't know if you've been struggling with health issues, or if you're just having insecurities about like your physicality in some way, or if you just feel like you're not strong enough for something, or you might have some judgments, or you might tell yourself that you're not going to have opportunities because you're not being perceived or seen in a specific way. But Eight of Swords is like this feeling of stuck is an illusion. Whatever you're thinking is holding you back is really not the issue that you think that it is. And it's time to kind of come out of this. Some of you are feeling victimized by a situation. Okay, that's very clear with Eight of Swords. And I've given this Eight of Swords analogy many times, and you'll have to forgive me, but there's a lot of new people that come into the videos who haven't heard it. And for me, Eight of Swords is a little baby seal. This came to me in meditation. Little baby seal like bleeding out in the middle of the ocean. You know, it's not the baby seal's fault it got injured. The baby seal genuinely needs help. But who's going to pick up on that and come to its rescue first? Is it going to be the other seals, or is it going to be the sharks that pick up on the scent of the blood? It's going to be the sharks. Those sharks are going to come in so fast. And that's the way it is, like when we're in this victim energy and we're longing to be rescued, but because it's this victim energy bleeding out, the predators pick up on that and they come swooping in. So you have some way in which you feel victimized. The beginning of the week, you have some idea on how you can turn things around. I don't know, some of you may be like getting into some kind of social justice, or wanting to expose something, or wanting to stand up in some way or speak up. And then by midweek, you're like, oh, but like, who am I kidding? This could never happen. And this brilliant idea, you're just kind of putting it aside because you're telling yourself that you're stuck, or that, like, you know, nobody's going to hear you or see you or care, or whatever it is. And then that will put you in the path of having this same thing happen to you again in a different way. Some other predator to come along. So this is not being said like in a negative way, Leo. I'm not saying that you're doomed to a life of unhappiness, or you're doomed to have a terrible week. The cards are coming up to let you know what might be happening in your energy, just so that you have a heads up, so that you can approach it in a way where you can turn that around. Okay? So you have the opportunity right now to bring about great change. Don't let that negative ego come in and tell yourself that you can't do it, or that you're stuck, or that you're trapped, or that you're insignificant, because those things are not true. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups is a really, really, really profound card. For me, in my readings over the years, I found it to mean that something that you've been working for, something that's been a really big priority for you, a really big dream, a really big goal, you've succeeded at it, you've achieved it, but you don't feel what you thought you were going to feel when you get it. It's like, oh, well, I thought I was going to be a lot happier when I got my, doctorate degree, or when I got that promotion, or when I, had a successful business, or when I, got married, or when I had kids, or whatever. Like, there was just this really big dream that you had. You worked really hard. You made it happen. And you're like, but I don't feel it. I don't feel any different. Like, I don't feel what I thought I was going to feel. And some of you Leos, I feel intuitively this has happened with many different things. Like, you gave yourself a lot of different goals. You were like, okay, well, when I get that degree, okay, I got that degree, okay, well, that didn't work. Oh, I guess when I get that big job, oh, I got the big job, no, I don't feel any different. Oh, well, when I fall in love and get married, and like whatever, like you just kept setting these things, and at this point you're just like, okay, what is it that's going to do it for me? What is it that's going to give me this joy, this fulfillment? 8 of Cups, spoiler alert, the cup that's missing, it's always going to be something having to do with your spiritual connection. Now, I want to clarify something for you, Leo. This doesn't mean that you have to go out and like be a mystic or be a guru, or that you got to go join a church. Spiritual connection just means whatever it is that's bringing you to your Zen and connecting you to a sense of love. And I've said this in other videos, in the beginning for me in my healing process and my journey, and I was like, borderline atheist, kind of agnostic after being raised super religious, and I didn't know what I thought, I didn't know what I believed, I didn't know what power to turn to, and everything was just crap. Everything was absolute garbage. But what brought me to my Zen was being in the water. Like, water was just such a profound thing for me. So just being in the water, swimming regularly, and that on its own turned into a meditation. And it was there that I found my spiritual connection, right? Like, like going to swim for me was what a lot of people maybe felt like going to church, or going to yoga, or going to like whatever. So it's about just whatever is bringing you to your Zen and leading you to that connection, okay? That's a spiritual process. It doesn't have to be spiritual in the way that we think that, oh, you have to be like some monk or some yogi, right? It's like whatever's connecting to you. So think about, what you enjoy doing, and try to spend some time in that. Is time in nature, grounding yourself, going hiking, going walking. Is it fresh air? Is it connecting with the water? Is it music? Is it sound? Is it creating? Is it having your hands like tinkering or working on something? This will become a meditation, and this will ultimately help you find your spiritual connection. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what your money message is, Leo, for the week ahead. Some of you in the private readings were like, Amethyst, when are you going to do the money cards again? So here it is. my private readings asked for this, so it's here. And as always, guys, the Amazon affiliate links are in the description if you want to check out the decks that I used in the reading. So, Leo, your card is honesty, okay? This is what you're going to work on to boost your abundance, to boost your finances, honesty. Okay, as always, I recommend that you take a screenshot of the picture, on the pictures of this card, and really kind of look at them and see what jumps out at you, what colors, what shapes, what things you notice. And this is what's jumping out at me. You see how there's that brown leaf at the bottom? That's what's jumping out at me, and this makes me think of like, like how Rumi said, be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. So for me, honesty, I feel for you, Leo, is that it's time to accept that the season of something has passed. Like, be honest with yourself about what you have to let go of. You might be judging yourself and saying you're limited, and saying that you're in this 8 of Swords situation and that nothing's going to work out for you because you keep trying to open the same damn door, and it's time to try a different door. So I feel honesty is in this way. for some of you, okay? We're going to go ahead and turn the card over and see what the affirmation is. And we have, I am fair and honest, and that attracts fairness and honesty into my life. Okay, so this also plays into the reading in the beginning where I was saying, Leo, some of you are feeling victimized in some way, like you were wanting this justice. So your way out could be about speaking your truth about the experience, right? Be honest about how it made you feel. Be honest about what you experienced. But also look at it in ways, can you think of, are there ways in which you were not honest in other ways to other people in your life, and release that and heal that, and that can unblock and heal the flow. Some of you have this very limiting belief that was put in your head from the time you were a kid, that like money is evil, or that only like dishonest or greedy or selfish people become wealthy, that, oh, you know, the only way to be wealthy is if you're scamming people. And so some of you might see wealth as a form of dishonesty. And so this is a great affirmation to kind of help reprogram that or rewire that. You know, that you're a fair person, you're an honest person, and that you attract fairness and honesty in your life, and that abundance can come through those things, right? So it's not just about, being greedy or being dishonest and having an abundant life, okay? I always say for the affirmations, it's best to do them first thing in the morning when you wake up, last thing at night before you go to bed. Just say it out loud. If you want to say it a few times, you can. If you want to make this your affirmation and just kind of say it throughout the day, or say it in your mind to yourself while you're at work, you can absolutely do that as well. But make sure you're doing it in the morning first thing, and at night the last thing every night, because that's the time when your brain is really going into like this active mode that's going to help that seed plant really take root, that you're planting a seed and helping it take root. So you're rewiring your thinking, you're rewiring your brain. Be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign video too, because some weeks those may resonate with you more. You may really like the affirmations in those ones, and you might want to incorporate those as well. And some of you are like, but what about my love life? I want to know about my love life. I do that separate on the channel for those of you who don't know. But if you look in the description of the video, you can see the link to the love videos, and you can check those out. All of the August love videos are already up, and the link is there. Those of you who want a private reading, you know I love reading for you guys. I'm really enjoying getting to know a lot of you since I've been on YouTube. I've gotten to know many of you. Many of you have been returning, and it's been great to be a part of your journey. If you click on the Calendly link, there will be a link there to schedule a private reading with me. Again, my dears, I thank you so very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a fabulous week.